With me now is student Holly Shaw from Warrington, whose life was saved by an organ transplant. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
Holly, what was transplanted into you and why?
I was 17 when I was diagnosed with kidney failure, and basically one minute I was fine and the next I wasn't. It was completely out of the blue.
Really? Just like that?
Just like that. And I had to go on dialysis straight away, so I had to have my blood filtered and cleaned 3 times a week for 3 hours at a time, and obviously that completely changed my life.
Well, obviously. I mean, so you were living a normal life, and then what was it? Did you collapse? Did you wake up one day and your kidney wasn't working?
I thought I had a sickness bug, and I went to the doctor, and he took my blood pressure, and it was sky high for a person of my age, and sent me straight to the hospital, and then various tests took place, and a scan of my kidneys showed that they'd shrunk. And basically I was on dialysis within 2 days. So
they said you need to get sorted out quickly. So you go onto the waiting list for a transplant at that point, do you?
Yeah, and I continue with dialysis, and then obviously it affects other aspects of my life. I couldn't go out as much as I wanted to. I had to stick to a strict fluid restriction, strict diet, and it totally affected all aspects of my life.
And how long were you waiting before the organs that you needed became available?
I waited 3.5 years for my kidney transplant. Yeah.
That's a long time.
A long time.
Did you have any... I mean, you know, this sounds a bit glib, and I'm probably basing it on TV shows I've watched, but did you have any false alarms where you thought that things were available and then they proved not to be?
I'm lucky that didn't happen to me, but many of my friends have had... Like, one of my friends had 9 false calls, and she's still waiting for her lung transplant at the minute. So, yeah, it is a pretty grim situation.
I mean, those statistics I used by way of introduction, 10,000 people waiting nationally, 3 die a day because organs aren't available. And in terms of signing up for organ donation, we as a country aren't doing very well, are we?
No, we're worse than the Western world. And I think that people should think about their own mortality and think about signing the register, because people waiting for a transplant have to think about their mortality every single day.
So this campaign is launched. Now, for many years, I carried a little cardboard donor card in my wallet. And then it was usurped by another donor card, and I'm now told the way to go is online and I need to update my details. Is that what I do?
Yeah, because of course cards get lost, damaged. So you go onto the website, www.organdonation.nhs.uk, or you can phone up, which is 0300 123 2323, and it takes 2 minutes over the phone. That's it.
Again, I might be asking you questions that you're not fully qualified to answer, but if I have signed up to the organ donation register, can my wishes be superseded should I be, let's say, the victim of a road accident? They still have to ask my wife, do they not,
they
afterwards, and she has to consent?
Yeah, you have to.
So even though I've signed up, that's by no means binding, is it?
No, you have to have consent from next of kin.
And that's a difficult thing, isn't it? Because you know, I mean, here are you, living proof that it's a wonderful thing that people give their organs. Yeah. But a relative is grieving, perhaps on the unexpected loss of a partner, friend, relative, daughter, son, whatever, and some nurse has got to sort of tactfully
ask a difficult question.
Please, can we have some of the organs? You know,
yeah,
it's important to. So it's important to talk about it beforehand, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, let them know your wishes, so that it makes their decision a lot easier if the time comes where they have to answer that question. So
we are trying to improve the sign-up to organ donation, and I believe there is a TV campaign as well, and we've got some pictures, I think, of this campaign.
If someone you love was offered a life-saving organ, what would you do? Nothing? Nearly all of us would take an organ, but most of us put off registering as a donor. If you believe in organ donation, prove it.
It's quite hard-hitting, that, isn't it?
It is. But I think it's the way forward. I think people have become lazy about not signing up, have not got round to it. I think this is what is needed to get people to sign up.
Read some statistics that said 96 or 97% of us would say yes, please, to an organ if we needed one, but only 27% of us have signed up to offer our organs.
Which
and here are you. Do you know who gave you your organ? You've no idea. You never told. Could you find out if you wanted to?
Yes.
But you don't want to know?
Not at the minute.
Would the family know you've received an organ from their relative? Can they find out if they want to?
Yes, they can find out as well.
Because I think
it has to go through all the official processes, the transplant coordinators and donor coordinators.
I would think it would find I hope I never have to find myself in this situation, but it might provide some comfort to think that lives have been saved as a benefit of, you know.
Absolutely, the donor's legacy lives on, basically.
Well, I'm glad you're here and obviously very happy and healthy, and thank you for the support you're giving to the campaign, and more power to your elbow on it.
Thank you very
Holly,
much.
thanks very much.
Thank you.